Okay, it's 2020, 30 years ago. I kind of thought that I was, again, in the middle of the story, but they're about to get out. There's a new reality in front of me that I have to now face. And even with the work that I do and knowing that I'm probably protected and safe, it's not necessarily about a risk that I feel, but there are different levels of like an onion that I'm unpeeling as I think about this, of them being out, them having to somehow live a life. What is that going to look like? How do they exist knowing what they've done? And then how do I live knowing my daughters live in this world that they live in, out of prison, that people I care for, are there going to be future victims that somehow I need to protect by working to keep them in? There's so many layers that I deal with, and it's, again, like one foot is back in the incident, one foot is back in like a quicksand of wondering and worry, while I'm also trying to move forward and take faithful steps towards this future that I envision and the hope that I want to share. But working in both areas is not only exhausting, but it brings fear about, because the fear of the unknown, I think, is what drives people kind of insane sometimes. And I've lived 30 years now with them in prison, knowing that they're there, and I didn't have to look around the corner or worry about them. Now, again, not that I haven't worried, because we know crime happens all the time and something else could have happened or could happen to me. But knowing that they're out and then wondering how I feel about them as humans now. I forgave them so long ago. More for me than them, but I also, again, I've looked at their lives and broken homes and at-risk youth and poverty, and I realized that maybe they didn't have some of the resources to live a different life like I would have hoped for young boys, but the choices they made had long-lasting results. And now that they've served time in prison, who are they and what are they and what does that mean for me? It's just a lot to try to break through.